You ready, Tom?
I am.
I'm ready.
All right.
What's up, my friends? Welcome back to The Cut. Today, we are doing something way different than we've done in the past. Isn't that right, Tom?
Very different. Very excited for it.
Yeah, we're just going to see how it goes. We're trying some things up. We want to entertain you guys, and we kind of want to entertain ourselves. Not that we're not entertained already, but we like to do things a little bit different just to gauge your guys' reaction and engage our own reaction.
That was fucking clever.
That was pretty.
That was
good.
clever. Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we are going to offer you we're gonna try to offer a series of reaction videos, and we're kind of gonna be introducing each other to things that we think the other person is not familiar with. So I guess Tom is introducing me to a comic. What is it? So what are we reacting to today?
So you had told me, when we hang out or like when we're with the guys, we'll talk about Marvel movies, DC movies, because I mean, let's just face it, everybody, like that's kind of like the big thing right now. Everyone's into that, and Oscar season just happened yesterday, so it's kind of movies are a big thing right now, and I think there was a big snub yesterday at the Oscars. Okay. So obviously, the Oscars is the big movie awards, right? And there was a movie that wasn't nominated for the category of Best Cinematography. And I thought it was a fucking robbery. And that was Robert Pattinson helmed and Matt Reeves directed The Batman. Batman wasn't even nominated for Best Cinematography, and it should have been. There were prolific movies that came out this past year, but The Batman, in my opinion, had the best cinematography out of any movie last year. And I saw a fucking lot of movies last year. Okay. And that's just not me being a fanboy. That's just me being real. So you had told me, I've talked to you about like the Batman. I've talked to you about, Spider-Man and shit like that. And you're like, I just don't really know much. And, now a new movie came out recently called Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
I've seen previews.
Okay. So that has kicked off the next phase, quote unquote, of the Marvel movies. Okay, because they all come in phases, right?
Right.
So you remember like Dragon Ball Z when we were kids?
Vaguely. I mean, I know what it is.
So you had Frieza when Goku went Super Saiyan, and then Cell, Gohan, like sagas, right? So this is the new saga of Marvel, and as a consequence of that, there's a new bad guy, and his name is Kang the Conqueror. Okay, and just so I wanted to introduce you to the notion of who this dude is, because when you think of a bad guy in a movie, what do you think of for like a superhero bad guy?
Kind of give me, I don't know, just somebody.
Like, what do you think he looks like?
A bad guy in a movie?
Like a superhero movie. I know you don't watch them, so my thing is if you had to be like, hey, this is what I think the biggest supervillain would look like.
I don't know. Are you trying to get like, do they look otherworldly or
maybe otherworldly? Maybe they're huge. Maybe they're like big, bulking, and like just fucking Jack Diesel. I mean, you know who Venom is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think that they look like Venom?
Nah, I don't know. I don't have like an ideal bad guy in my head.
Okay, so this is what the new bad guy is. This is who he is. And this is going to introduce you kind of to what it is. What we're about to watch. It's an 11-minute clip. It's scenes from the TV show. The Marvel show came on Disney Plus called Loki. Okay. And Loki was a bad guy, and arguably now he's not. But in Loki, he's trying to find someone, and this is who he ends up finding.
So this is Kang the Conqueror.
At the end, this is going to show us who he is. Okay, so I wanted to see what you thought now. Like, hey, this is what the new big bad guy in a superhero movie is like, and would you go watch it now?
Let's see. Let's take
a look.
Let's play it.
This is wild. The two of you, same person. I mean, wow. Wild. She's still calling me that? Creepy. Right. I like it. Come on. Come on, let's talk. Not what you were expecting, hmm?
You're just a man.
Flesh and blood. Don't tell me I'm a disappointment.
No. Just a little bit easier to kill.
Come on.
Sorry, I was
Well,
muted.
no,
so
no,
he's
he
not.
is.
So he's not just a man.
No, he is.
But this motherfucker's like Flash.
No, listen. So here's the thing. So Kang, is a descendant of Reed Richards, who is the leader of the Fantastic Four. He's Mr. Fantastic, that guy that can stretch. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So Kang, is like the great times 12 grandson of Reed Richards.
Okay.
Basically, what happens is that Kang, one day finds out that he's going to become a bad guy. So he figures out a way to time trap. Oh. So, you probably didn't get any of that, did you?
It might have been Kai.
Okay.
Keep going.
So, basically, Kang is the great million times grandson of Reed Richards, the leader of the Fantastic Four. He ends up finding out one day that he's going to become a bad guy, right? So what he does is he figures out a way to go back in time and prevent himself from becoming a bad guy, right?
Kang does? Or
Kang does.
Okay.
So what he ends up doing is he creates... So if you think about a timeline, it's all even, right?
He creates his own
It starts
timeline.
branching. Timelines start branching.
So he can travel time.
He travels time. He figures out how to travel time. What he does is he isn't concerned with being a bad guy necessarily. What he's concerned with is there's all these branches to the timeline. He wants to make it so that there's only one timeline, right? Because he fucked everything up.
So he's trying to fix it.
He's trying to fix it, right? It's all a means to an end for him.
Okay.
Okay? He's moving so fucking quick because he is in a place right now called the TVA, the Time Variance Association. He literally has domain over all of it. So this is like, imagine like it's virtual reality.
Okay.
And he's controlling the virtual reality. He's in complete control of everything going on there.
Interesting.
He's manipulating everything like it's time.
He's fucking Zuckerberg.
He's Zuckerberg, Bezos, everyone times 1 trillion in terms of...
He's the king of the metaverse.
He is the king of his own metaverse.
TVA.
The TVA. And Loki, who is literally a god. He's not literally Odin's son. He's his adopted son, but he's Thor's brother, right?
Okay.
He's a god. He's a god of mischief. He can transform. He can do all this shit. He worked with Thanos, who was the main bad guy in the first saga of Marvel, right?
Right.
Loki is legitimately afraid of Kang. He's afraid of him.
Did they talk about that in here? Well, let's see.
Maybe not in here, but you'll get it.
All right. Go ahead. Mute that.
Please. Take a seat. Loki. And you, Dragon. In for one hell of a ride. I guess that counts for something.
You've lost.
Duh. Oh, swing of a miss. So we're still doing that. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Don't you wonder how I'm able to get out of the way just before you kill me?
No.
But how do I already have it loaded up with everything to keep from being killed by you? I know it all. All the stuff the TVA didn't know about, I knew. All the scheming, all the talking. That little look by the lake. Every step you took to get here, I paved the road. You just walk down it. Come on.
So he essentially wanted them to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He pretty much put all the puzzle pieces in place for them to get there. Like it was a setup.
Basically, because and you'll see later in the video, he has an ulterior motive. So this is Kang right here, but his name isn't Kang.
Yet, or...
No, he's the original.
Okay.
He's the original dude, but he doesn't go by Kang. He has a completely different name. Because remember when I told you that he had various timelines and shit?
Right.
He's Kang, but he's a different person, version of him in all those timelines, right? So basically here, this is the prime dude. This is the dude, and everyone else is they're called variants. It's a variant of him. Okay,
got it.
So you know how he said in there Loki and Loki, and there's Loki played by Tom Hiddleston,
right?
But then there was that chick, right?
Right.
Her name's Sylvie, but she's Loki in her timeline. So it's two Lokis together. It's a variant of Loki.
So does she just play the role of Loki? Like,
she
have
is
the same
Loki.
like that's her name?
That's her title.
Oh, Loki is a title.
In her universe, Loki is a title. Loki is a title for God of Mischief. She's her god. Her universe is God of Mischief.
Brain mush. Okay.
Yeah, it's confusing as shit, right?
Yeah, so far.
So you're gonna get a little bit more here in a minute.
Okay, let's get back to it then.
Get back to it.
Yeah.
No, you can't get to the end until you've been changed by the journey. This stuff, it needs to happen. The quest. Interesting that your head would go to that. Sylvie! Do you think you're even capable of trusting anyone at all? I understand your moral objections to what the TVA does. And my methods are deceptive. Without the TVA, everything burns. Me. I've been dubbed many names by many people. He who remains, a jerk. But it's not as simple as a name. On Earth in the 31st century, he was a scientist, and same thing. Naturally, they made contact. I love your shoes, I love your hair.
What was that thing you just flicked off his watch?
So Kang, the cool thing, so think about any supervillain or anything you've ever seen, right? So like Thanos in the old Avengers movies had the stones.
Yeah.
His purpose was to snap, and in his mind, he wanted to create balance in the universe, right?
Right.
Kang's whole thing was he has this to control time. He controls time. Kang is obsessed with time.
Okay.
Okay? So the one thing about Marvel movies is that a lot of their villains aren't necessarily bad guys, right? So Thanos had to kill half the universe, but the thing is Thanos wasn't trying to just kill for the sake of killing, right? So think about the Joker.
Good intentions, bad judgment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Joker in Batman the Dark Knight, right? He literally just wanted to create chaos. And he killed people and he did horrible shit, right?
Right.
Bad guy. Bane in the sequel. He literally took over Gotham City and was just bombs and martial law and shit like that. It was just chaos, right? Thanos wasn't trying to create chaos. He wasn't trying to, kill everyone. He just said the universe is overcrowded. There's not enough resources. There's not enough food. There's not enough air. There's not enough water. And it's just going to keep expanding. It's just going to keep getting worse. So we're going to have famine. We're going to have war. We're going to have all this shit. So it's non-discerning. It's not like I want to kill all the poor people. I want to kill all the rich people. It's just random selection, right? Mm-hmm. It didn't matter who died. Because at the end, half the universe was gone, so the rest could flourish.
Right.
Kang just wants to prevent variance and bad shit from happening from the mess he made.
So
right?
he's trying to fix his own mistakes.
He's trying to fix his own mistakes. And
In
doesn't that
doing
make
so-
things a little deeper?
Deeper in what sense?
So, think about the Joker. Prime example I just gave you. He literally was just there to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Okay? So his name is He Who Remains. He's the last one.
Okay.
Okay?
Jerk.
He's not necessarily trying to go and kill everyone. He's not trying to find like a pot of gold. He's not trying to find all the precious metals.
He's trying to essentially make his timeline.
The only one.
Is he trying to make it the only one, or is he trying to make his timeline the way all of his timelines the way he wants it into one timeline?
As I understood, he didn't want any of the other timelines. He didn't intend for that to happen, as I understood it. So
even outside of his existence.
Correct.
So
Because
is he going back to the beginning of time, or is he going
he
back
does
to
go
his...
back. In one of his multiverses, he does go back to the beginning of time.
Okay.
His name is Immortus at that point, and he's basically like a pharaoh. Okay, and he basically and I think it'll connect with another Marvel series, the X-Men. You know who the X-Men are, right?
Of course.
They had a villain named Apocalypse. I don't know if you remember him from when we were kids, the cartoon show.
I don't remember that. No, I don't remember that.
Apocalypse is the first mutant. Okay?
Okay.
And he basically Immortus finds Apocalypse and accelerates him into becoming, because he thinks, if I can, it's kind of like the baby Hitler thing, right? Would you go kill baby Hitler, or would you try to make him good? Right? Would you try to prevent him from becoming Hitler?
Right.
So that's what Immortus tried to do. He tried to prevent Apocalypse from becoming Apocalypse. He tried to just make him into a normal kid.
Fucking Steve.
Steve. Yeah. So basically, he has good intentions, but the bad shit just ends up happening.
Okay.
And what he's talking about here is he found another Kang
Okay.
through time travel. So,
All right.
Oh man, nice nose, thanks man, etc. They share technology and knowledge with the others. However, not every version of me was so pure of heart. Some of us, new worlds meant only one thing: new erupted into all-out war. This is almost the end, ladies and gentlemen, of everything. No, no. This is where we diverge from the dogma. That first variant, capable of consuming time and space itself, a creature I weaponized Elias. And I ended. All I had to do was manage the flow of time and prevent any further branches. Hence, the TVA. Hence, the timekeepers in a highly efficient bureaucracy. Hence, ages and ages of cosmic harmony. Hence, you're welcome. You came to kill the devil, right? Well, guess what? And if you think I'm evil, well, just wait till you meet my variants. And that's the gambit. But something far worse is gonna fill that void if you depose them. I've lived a million lifetimes. The TVA, it works. Or I'm a liar. You two would. There's two options. One, you kill me and destroy all this, and you don't just have one devil, you have an infinite amount. Or you two run the thing. Buddy, I'm tired. And I'm older. I'm older than I look. This game is for the young, the hungry. I've gone through a lot of scenarios, trying to find the right person to take this spot. And it turns out that person came into what is definitely you two. Return to the TVA as its benevolent rulers. Tell the workforce who they are and why they do what they do. It's not personal, it's practical. Grow up, murderer! We're all villains here. We've all done horrible, terrible. Now, you, have a chance to do them for a good reason. We just crossed the threshold. So I fibbed. I fibbed earlier when I said I know how everything is going to go. 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds ago. I'm being candid. Yes! 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 What's the worst that can happen? You either stand an infinite amount of me, start another, end up right back here anyways. Reincarnation, baby. Ooh, no lie. No manipulation. Wow. I love this. I love all this honesty. Feels like a fresh start.
Talk about it.
You got 45 seconds left in the video.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I am okay. So they went through the threshold.
So the threshold is he had played this a million times before. Remember he said that?
Right.
This happened a million times, but that had never happened.
What happened though?
They didn't kill him yet.
So in every other variant, they
He'd
kill
been
him.
killed. Yeah.
So why? So, and I'm guessing the threshold is where he normally would have died.
Yes.
And then he dropped something. What was that about?
So basically, he knew what would happen if he dropped it. He didn't know that it would. He didn't know it would follow the desk.
It did follow the. It kind of went to the side.
Yeah, he didn't know that that would happen. Maybe before he dropped it and they grabbed it or something. You know what I'm saying? Like grabbed it out of the air to like tell him to shut up or something like that because they were getting upset. Maybe you know what I'm saying? But that had never happened before. And the other thing is he said, I knew that it would come down to you, but I didn't know it would come in two, right? So that was a totally different thing for him. Instead of it just being Loki, it was two Lokis.
Okay.
It was two of them, right? So this is something totally different for him.
This is interesting.
Right? So you had said, you know, I never watched them before. Why did you never watch a Marvel movie before?
Never
What
had
makes
my
you
interest?
Why wasn't it your interest?
You know, I just not that it didn't look cool. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I like fiction. It's just, I don't know. I think part of the turnoff for me is it's like the never-ending story.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Because there's so much source material?
Well, there's source material plus, you know, there's new material. It's like the fucking Star Wars. I don't watch Star Wars because there's always a new Star Wars, and in order to watch the new Star Wars, like you said, the source material, I got to watch the old Star Wars, and then it's just never ending. There always is new content for that same field or
Sure.
You know, it's like. I guess the best way I could describe it is, so I fly a lot of drones, and they're always coming out with new technology to put in your drones to make it this much better. Or iPhones. iPhones come out, and they're this much better than the last iPhone. I don't care to keep up with it. I used to. You know what I'm saying? I used to always want the newest iPhone, but now I don't care to keep up.
Yeah.
I guess that's my thing. So that's
Yeah.
why I never really got into anything like this. But
See, the thing I think that it separates like a Marvel movie from a movie like Star Wars is because even though it's a guy like Iron Man, he's a billionaire genius, right? Who can make a fucking suit of armor, right? Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, all he is he's a rich dude, right? Which I can't really relate to, but I can relate to having demons. I can relate to being addicted to shit like alcoholism, man. Like, you know, that's a real thing that people go through. You know what I'm saying? And he beat it, right? Thor, he's the god of thunder.
yeah,
right?
see, I don't watch movies for relatability.
But at the end of the day, though, dude, like Thor is a more human character than he is a god, right? Because Thor has feelings at the end of the day. He understands finally that I might be a god, but that doesn't mean I can be a shitty person, right? And that's the reason I think that these movies work. And a villain like this is why I wanted to show you him rather than like the new Batman movie with the Riddler, right? Because at the end of the day, the Batman villain is still that dude that it's just doing shit to do it. You know what I mean? These villains in these Marvel movies, they have substance to them. You can tell he's a bad guy, right? He's weird. He says, I'm the fucking devil. But like, at the end of the day, this dude is just out here trying to he created something to right his wrongs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he says, you think I'm bad.
You should see
the other ones.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, you see one who is fucking ruthless. He says in the movie, oh, you're Ant-Man? Yeah. You're not the one with the hammer, right? No, that's Thor. Oh, well, I killed him. Like, and he just says it like it's nothing. Like how like, oh yeah, man, there was a fucking an anthill by my house and I stepped on it because it was annoying the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? That's how casual it is for him.
So this is just a nicer version.
This is just essentially the good guy version, if you could call it that.
Let's finish this out.
Finish it, and then we'll talk. And
Timeline's already branching. Sylvie, stop. Stop.
Stop.
Incredible. Good, good. See you soon.
So,
Yeah, that's
so
pretty.
you
pretty
see
wild,
how
man.
they were fighting each other there? Loki and Loki were fighting each other, right?
Yes.
Because the Loki that we know from our Marvel movies understands, like, hey, this dude might be a bad guy, but he's trying to fix everything, so don't kill him. But the other Loki, the Sylvie one, she's so consumed by rage of what happened to her, how maybe Kang messed up her timeline, that she can't pull the strings together in her own mind, like, hey, Kang might have done me wrong in my timeline, but this isn't that same guy, right? So she wants to fucking kill him because she needs to do that for her, right? So she fucks everything up. And now he says, see you soon, then winks at her. He's not going to see her soon, but Kang will see her soon.
Variant.
Yeah.
Well, that was Kang the Conqueror, which is not really Kang the Conqueror, apparently.
No.
But that was my reaction to him. I've never even heard of him, and I appreciate you showing me him. He's definitely an interesting character, and I would watch more of him.
That's what I wanted to, so when you and I talked about this, it was let's introduce each other to new shit, right?
Yeah.
And the one thing that we've talked about that, like, I've been talking about, like, Marvel movies and shit, like, Tom, I don't fucking watch Marvel. And now my thing was, I want to introduce you to this because would you watch it now? Would you give it a try?
I would watch. I mean, yeah, I think that would be a very interesting story to watch. Yes.
Because it's not just a superhero movie. It's dynamics. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm not saying it's like a Scorsese movie. You know,
Right.
it's not The Departed. It's not American Gangster, The Godfather. You know, those prolific movies. But they do have a purpose. Rather, you know, Scorsese said it once. Marvel movies are just a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Right? You get on it just to have fun, and then you don't think about it until you go to the next roller coaster. Whereas a movie like his, you think about those movies. You know, like Stanley Kubrick. He made The Shining. He made 2001: A Space Odyssey, and so many others that I can't think of right now. But you think about those movies. You think about the impact that they've had on you. I don't think about the impact that a Marvel movie's had on me. And I don't think they have had one, but I do know that something like Kang with substance can make someone who's never watched it be like, you know what, maybe this is cool.
That was pretty cool. Like I said, it looks like a very interesting story. I would definitely watch more of it.
Fun fact, the dude who plays Kang, and He Who Remains, Jonathan Majors, he's a newer actor. He is the first person in the past 70 years to have 2 movies debut at #1 in consecutive weeks.
He looks
Ant-Man
like Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He does. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania debuted at #1, and then the next week, Creed 3 debuted as #1. He's the main bad guy in Creed 3.
Well, we'll have to watch the main bad guy in Creed 3. Maybe that'll be on our reaction video.
Yeah.
Anyways, let us know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to introduce somebody to Kang the Conqueror.
Or Marvel movies in general.
Or Marvel in general. Yeah, share this video. So, appreciate you watching, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.